Good morning, everyone. 2 weeks after the assassination of the Haiti president, the 26 men who've been arrested still face no formal charges and no access to lawyers. They are sort of in a legal limbo caused by a state of siege that was declared after the July 7th assassination. Human rights groups are concerned about the lack of due process. It remains to be seen whether the government is holding off on formal charges because they don't know if they're the actual suspects, or simply because they're just switching presidents and administrations. In Colombia, which is the bulk of the 26 suspects, they've kind of banded together to raise funds for lawyers. A Colombian honorary consul to Haiti was named in the past 2 weeks, but officials in Bogota have delayed a visit to the country. The only information so far that I've received is that the Haitian-American Christian Emmanuel Sanon, who is a 63-year-old, is still in good health. He's a doctor and is accused of orchestrating the entire assassination, even though he was previously a missionary, and there are numerous pastors proclaiming that he would never, ever do something like that, and probably got caught up in this raid. They say he doesn't look like he's been beaten or anything. He looks like he's in good health, but I've only seen him that one time. That's according to Stephen Boas, who's also a pastor and a friend of Sanon, who was able to speak with his family in Florida. Haiti, which is notoriously known for poor security, also has a huge reputation for not very good due process. For many years, there were a lot of autocratic administrations who kind of eroded the checks and power between legislation, judicial, and executive branches that are in check, like in countries like the US and other democratic countries. As global authorities kind of seek more explanation of what happened, Haitian police powers have grown even more powerful. They have very vague provisions under this emergency order, although they're set to expire this week, but it seems to justify anything done in the pursuit of this investigation. None of the men have made any public appearances before a judge. None have been charged formally. It's not really certain that they've been provided legal aid either. Under Haitian law, prisoners can receive a court-appointed attorney, although they're not typically made available until later in the case when it's close to sentencing. Haiti National Police spokesman Marie Michelle Vernier said that the men were only in contact with their respective embassies. Abuse and beatings behind bars are pretty common in Haiti, even under regular cases when it's not a presidential assassination. Torture, interrogation, black site techniques are pretty run of the mill in Haiti. And there's extremely high likelihood that they might introduce this sometime in this case, especially with the Haiti's police force under a lot of global and local pressure. New information that has sufficed is that these assassins were operating in two groups. A larger group who thought they were hired as private security for the president, whereas a smaller group were well informed and knew that they were going to assassinate the president. This was part of a larger cover up and strategy to distract law enforcement. As always, feel free to subscribe as we continue to keep you updated with the situation. Thanks.